And at the event, at yourself, whatever caused it, why me, or how dare they? It's raw, it's messy, it's loud,
File
it's that,
conversion completed
and there's
successfully.
and then there's the bargaining, like stage three is like the bargaining phase, the what if phase, or if I had just done X, maybe it wouldn't have happened. You try to rewrite the past. It feels desperate, like you're negotiating with fate. Then you have stage four, which is the depression. Reality crashes in, energy drops, you withdraw, nothing matters anymore, sleep goes weird, appetite vanishes, it's a drag, right? And it can go on for months if unprocessed, right? And then there's stage five, which is the acceptance. It's not I'm fine, but this happened and I'm still here. You're still fighting it. Grief stays, but it doesn't own you, And it's the integration of that scar. It's no longer an open wound. In real life, you bounce between them: anger after acceptance, denial, years later, or you skip straight to depression. Trauma's not linear, so it's a loop until you start moving again, and that is where I think like the real key is there's growth and action and healing in movement. And it's like usually the worst thing you can do when going through something is to sit on it, to smolder and sit in it, whatever it may be. I find, at least, because you have no momentum in anything, so then everything feels kind of in that state of no momentum, hopelessness. And it's actually been like scientifically proven that your body, your mind won't recognize the difference between something that is mimed or real. Like, if, for example, you can go to a mirror and they've done studies on this, like psychology. Like, you can smile at yourself and tell yourself that you're a beautiful person, or I love you, or these things that you can say. And because there's a reality to these words and the frequencies they carry, incantations are real. They really do affect us. Just like when someone says I'm shit or I'm a loser, or when people do that to themselves, it really does conjure that reality. So just by us like having movement, it can help get past. So I can't offer that much. People always, when you're going through something, no matter how big or small it is, people, we always know that people can't really like offer anything that really fixes it for you. What's the best is to have someone that's just willing to be on that journey with you, someone who's willing to be there and still talk to you as you're going through it. That is the value of a loved one. No financial thing, or you know, there really isn't much else, and really that's all people can offer anyway, right? So it's actually a good thing. I just wonder if nowadays, like what you're going through, obviously, it's different from just when I'm referring to what you're going through, but I'm also referring to like the public right now. I don't know where we're at in all those phases, and like I said, they could all like jump around. So
I think it's an individual process, and we can all be in different parts of it at different times. And to me, it's like a Sufi dance. Even though I understood all those concepts, I passed through them yesterday. Initially, it was grief of my loss and how unfair it was. And then I blame myself for not seeing through her uh, gratitude for being taken out of a place that wasn't where, well, obviously she was lost or abandoned or ended up in the streets and then ended up in the rescue center at a later stage of her life. She seemed like she'd been abused because even if I raised my voice a little bit, could see she was scared. And then I understood I was here just to be comforting me in a way I needed it, and I gave her the best life could to the last moments of her life. And I saw that by how happy she was and how, she overcame so much pain just through her happiness until, like I said, till she could no longer stand up. So it taught me a lot about gratitude and unconditional love. Uh, something I'd seen because I have a mother, and I see other mothers, and I realize that most mothers have an unconditional love for their children. Not all, uh, but most, in my personal perspective from observing. And, but in this lifetime, I'll never know it, even though I have faint memories of it in through hypnosis and another. But that faint memory wasn't enough to give me the complete understanding that I arrived at yesterday evening. Because I had an event in the evening that I planned for the week for a bunch of people who are lost uh, in substance abuse. And, well, I was going to cancel it and wallow in self-pity because I'd went there earlier in the day. I couldn't gather myself because some people were joking around and what to joke with me, and I had to remind them that there's a time and the fucking place. And well, I was a bit nasty to a couple of them, but they were my friends, I just told them bluntly, look, there's a time and a place for a joke. And at this current moment, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, they'd smack you in the face. Because they're crude anyway. They're people from the street. So he understood where I was coming from because I talked dog language to him.
Right.
And then when I came back at night and we had the meal together at the clinic, I was feeling better, and some ex-alumni were there as well to show face for people still going through the process. And I was able to laugh at night because those guys were so happy to get a special meal, which was just pizzas and beans and cooked outside in a wood oven. Well, that was enough to bring me back round, and then it all came back into place as I was driving home. And but I hadn't waited long enough, so I described it wrong to them. As I said here, because I hadn't realised the understanding at that moment. To be grateful to have shared the time we had together and how much it helped me and how much I was in need of our company at the time, and how much he was in need of my company at the time. And well, I'm grateful to give her, I had given her the last 3 months of her life, sleeping on a nice, comfy bed and, going out for walks and going to water and having the freedom to do whatever she wants.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Look at this as a positive thing. You
oh,
you really give her
totally,
this great
totally.
life for the last 3 months that she was here. Um, so, oh shit. Why is that playing? Oh, technical difficulties. yeah, man, I hope, it's going to be a process for you. It's not going to be over in the next hour or so, but
No, well, I've been
you know,
I've been to bed and woke up and feel completely different about it because I'd come to the conclusion by the time I got home at night, you know. And when I woke up, I feel so much better about it, but it's still a little bit raw, you know. So
yeah,
looking at her, it's still sad. But I will send out that picture, and I thought that was a very kind and beautiful offer. She's such a good artist.
yeah, man, you should totally um, show her off. Um, it's 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 like one of the hardest parts about being a pet owner. Like it was what kept me from having a pet for a really long time after my last dog died. It's really some people handle it a lot better, you know. But yeah, my last dog I had for 9 years, and so it was a transition for me to
Yeah.
finally be
My,
down with it to have another dog. But
yeah, well, my
mhm,
last dog passed about the same time ago, passed in 2021, and we'd had her for about 9 years as well because we adopted her also. But she was a little bit younger in the process, so we got to enjoy her for a longer period of time. But then we couldn't bring ourselves to get another dog. Uh, so my wife was tired at the time. She was tired of cleaning up after the dog because I'm away most of the time working.
yeah,
And but the universe presented a cat, and she didn't want a pet. But anyway, this little kitten crawled up to the kids while they were eating tacos and wouldn't go away. And then it was there the next night.